Morning, 35 degrees, but none of that slush or anything we're dealing with. You know, I remember going for job interviews. I remember, having the bag that I took with me, was wide enough for me to have my resume in there in a folder and not, folded up.
A nice paper like that.
Yeah,
really
nice
cotton paper.
heavy stock.
Oh, yeah, heavy stock paper. Very
Yes,
important.
and carrying that in and it being like the most important thing I took with me to my
Your resume
interview.
was you?
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. But I can tell you honestly, never even thought of taking my mom or my dad with me on an interview.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to preface this by saying we don't like to throw shade at parents. I don't. Parents, you know what's best for your kid. I will say, though, I found this odd that more and more employers are saying 1 in 5, 20%, that's not huge, but still,
It's enough.
20% of the interviews they're doing with Gen Zers, they're bringing a mom or dad with them to the interview.
To the interview. I'm trying to imagine putting myself in that age bracket
Right.
and bringing, my mother, and I know your mother.
Yeah.
I'm trying to imagine bringing that person and having them sit next to me during the interview and remain quiet.
Well, okay, for parents they're not going to remain quiet, are they?
No, they're not.
Now, I will say this. Today there may be issues or certain situations where that might be helpful. Because there are a lot of reasons. There might be, depending on the job. You know what I'm saying? There could be kids that, in their situation, need someone with them
Okay.
to assist. That's not what we're talking about here. And that's not what employers are talking about. They're talking about someone who just brings along mom or dad because maybe they've never done this, or they think that's the thing,
What you
or it's mom or dad going, I'm going with you.
Yeah. Let's discuss your hobbies. Mom, you want to handle this?
Right.
No, I don't.
I'm first to say, you guys know, unabashedly, I'm a smother, got an only, so I think it comes with that.
Right.
In a million years, I do not see that ever happening. So what are the situations? I guess that's my question. Greg, you've got kids, they're not there yet, but do you see yourself in 10 years going on an interview with Davis or Mabel?
I can't even fathom it. Even we have part-timers here. Even if we're I'm thinking maybe they would apply for a job at where I work. But even still, I wouldn't go in the interview with them.
I don't know what they would.
You drop them off, give them a little kiss on the head, pat them on the butt, and say good luck. And then you leave them
That
alone.
looks good in the parking lot.
Let me ask you this.
I wouldn't even have wanted my parents to drop me off.
Yeah.
Yeah, by that time you hope you're driving, but I was not old enough. I think when I got my first job, I think I rode my bike.
Well, that's a little
Unless my
different.
mom drove
Yeah.
me. It was one of those two things. But but past that, once I was driving, no.
And again, I don't mean to be mean because maybe someone can explain. I know there are situations where under special circumstances, someone might need a parent to assist them. I do know that. But if you could explain this to me when there's no extenuating circumstances.
I had one extenuating circumstance when my daughter was doing music more so, and I had an opportunity, and she wanted me to come along to meet what would have been her management people.
Oh, well, that's a little different. So in entertainment, that's your thing.
Yeah, and she wanted me to come along for that to meet and get a vibe, not so much to interview them and be there, but to get a feeling of what she was getting into. So is that the same as an interview or not?
See, I don't know.
I think you're a momager at that point.
That's a momager.
You are. You're a momager or a dadager.
I
Because think about
that's
that.
a little different.
Do you think that's it, Greg? I mean, look at the Kardashians. Kris is their momager, is she not? I mean, she's so involved. Maybe younger people are seeing that as their example.
But they've got a lot more to juggle than just part-time job flipping burgers.
Right, but for young people,
Right.
maybe that seems to be a norm that mom's always involved.
The momager is the new normal.
I don't know. I'm not a momager. That I do know. My daughter would rather, I don't think die, but she would rather a lot of things than mom being anywhere near an interview.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'd love your thoughts, and maybe you can help us with this, why you think it is, and knowing there are certain circumstances where it would be the case. But would you ever want your mom or dad with you on an interview? You can always contact us, 614-459-WSNY. That number will help you call us or text the Kemba Studio text line.
Sunny 95, Kemba Financial Credit Union, time saver traffic.
It's still actually free out there. Normal drive times into the city through town by way of the main freeway, 70, 71, 315, 670, 270 around town. The only backup we're starting to see is a normal one. That's 33 inbound out of Fairfield County between Diley Road and Gender Road. Is your roof ready to fight the winter elements? RCS Columbus, the premier roofing and siding company in Central Ohio with over 30 years of experience. You name it, they do it. RCSColumbus.com. Ohio owned, Ohio proud. That's time saver traffic on Sunny 95.
Colder and windy for your Wednesday, especially windy through the morning hours with some gusts up to about 40 miles per hour. Temperatures hover in the 30s as we go through the day. Chance for a couple of brief snow showers this morning and then cloudy for the rest of the day. I'm meteorologist Jessica Van Meter with your Doppler 10 forecast on Sunny 95.
Spectrum Business is made